And welcome back to another episode of the Royal Reset Podcast. I am so happy to see you, Your Majesty. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How you living? How you chilling, Queen? You're looking good. Tell me, how are you doing? How are you feeling today? Well, I am so happy, so glad to see you, Your Highness. I am doing amazing. I am happy to be here. I think I have a great episode for you today. If you allow me to, I would like to speak some life into you as you are working through, hopefully, your winter arc and preparing for your 2026. I hope to inspire and motivate you to go a little bit deeper when deciding on what goals and dreams you want to focus on in the new year. But first, Your Majesty, last week we spoke about some goals. We spoke about my winter arc, and you told me about your goals to start your winter arc and what you wanted to incorporate in your winter arc. So tell me, Your Majesty, how was the week? Were there any setbacks? Were there any roadblocks? Did you reach some of your goals? Put me up on game, Your Majesty. Tell me, how did it go? I'm scared of you. Scared of you. Yes, Your Majesty. You better work now, Queen. You better work. I am so proud of you. I say it every week, but I'm going to say it again. I am so proud of not only the progress that you have made since we started talking 26 weeks ago, but also just the glow about you, Your Majesty. You know, so many people would rather go through life complacent, in fear, stagnant, because it's too much to step outside the box. It's too much to go after their goals and go after their dreams. But you're not having none of that. And I see it in you. I see that dog in you. You are her, Your Majesty. You are working towards your goals, your dreams, your best life, no matter what it takes. You are getting it done. And I am so proud of you for showing up for yourself every single week. I'm so proud of you for keeping going, even through the setbacks, even through the roadblocks, even through the negative Nancy's, even through the Debbie Downers, through the days where you wake up and you feel like garbage. Because remember, is garbage wet? Garbage can, not garbage can't. Exactly, exactly. I am so proud of you through all the turmoil that our country and our world is in. You are still showing up for yourself. And even if it's not 100% every single day, I'm proud of you. I am proud of you. Take that moment to feel that accomplishment, Your Majesty. You made a choice, a decision, and you are going after it. I'm so proud of you. Yes, Queen. Alrighty, so me. So this last week was my first full week in my promotion, and with my raise, and to be honest, there was a little bit of a setback. I was triggered a bit. Um, and it's crazy because I'm reading the Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and it's syncing up with exactly what it is I'm going through because I'm reading right now in chapters 2/3 exactly what it means to be triggered, right? You see, our ego brain. There's multiple different voices in our brain, right? There's the brain that's controlling what I'm saying to you right now and the hand gestures that I'm using, right? And how many times I blink and things of that nature that are automatic. But there's also the other voice in my brain that's thinking secondary thoughts while my other side is just, on autopilot, right? And sometimes that secondary brain can get stuck in what we call the ego mode, or what Eckhart Tolle calls the pain body. And that is trauma from the past, right? And so when something happens in the present moment that looks very similar to what we've experienced before, this pain body is activated, and it is there to, at the end of the day, help you. It's trying to help you, but in the end, it hurts you, because this pain body, it takes over your both sides of your brain, really, and it plunges you back into the past, not into the future, but into or not in the present, but in the past, where that trauma happened. It tells you that whatever just happened right now in the future is exactly like what happened in the past, and you need to be afraid. You need to be scared. You need to activate survival mode. And this is a part of your brain, your ego, that will not be shut down. It does not want to be shut down. It wants to be heard. It wants to be seen. It wants to be felt. And so it's hard to get out of that and to let go of that once it's been triggered. And the book says the best way to trigger to let go of that over time is just to watch it. As you're thinking, and you think a thought that comes directly from your ego, from your pain body, say, that's an ego thought. I see that, but that's not what's happening right here in the present. And I have had to do that. So let's roll back. I started my new position. I have a raise. And with this new position, this is the first time I've ever had to sign a contract for a job that not only had an NDA, which is standard, right? But it also had non-compete clauses, as well as conflict of interest clauses. And so those clauses low key control what it is I can do, even outside of my 9 to 5. And so that threw me for a loop, and I pushed past it. It took a few weeks, but I pushed past it, and I figured out a way to continue working on Queen Maree and 4B, especially since what I do with Queen Maree and 4B is not in the same category as what I do, or what my job, the company that I work for, does, right? It's not in the same industry, separate industries, completely different industries. And so I found a way to move forward, even though it took weeks for me to get through that, get past the red tape. And then on Monday of last week, I had a one-on-one with my boss, and he was like, I need you to come up with goals for your position. And once again, I'm struck dumb, because my goal with a job is never to give them more than what I need to. The reason why I chose being an admin is because it's mindless, dumb, work that doesn't take much, but you still get paid, right? And so what goals do I need to come up with? As an admin, my goal is to admin, right? But as I'm talking to other admins in the company, they're telling me, oh, well, you should do this, you should do that. This is based on your performance reviews. This is based on whether you get a raise every year. And now I'm like, okay, do I want to get a raise? Is that important to me? Because really, this 9 to 5 is my side hustle. And Queen Maree 4B is the main thing. You hear me? So I was triggered in that, and made me feel trapped. And It brought up the same feelings that the contract brought up. And because I've been triggered, I have been struggling. But Your Majesty, I'm here. I am still pushing through. I am praying, I'm meditating, I'm journaling to get through it. I'm working my 75 hard tasks every day. Today is day 14. So I am just pushing through. And today has been the first day since Monday that I felt like myself, that I felt better about the whole situation. I did submit some goals on Thursday, pulled them out my ass. No, really, I asked ChatGPT. I was like, these are the principles for the company that I work for, the little stupid ass principles that they have, governing the company and all of us, we are team players, that type of principles bullshit. And so I plugged in the principles and told them, give me some goals that match those principles that, work around an executive assistant job description. Slap those up in there. Moving on. So yes, praying, meditating, journaling. Besides that, I read 4 books this week, Your Majesty. So we might as well just scooch on over into what has been entertaining me. The books. Queen, Your Highness, the books. And the one that got me the most, I would have to say, is Duplicity by Elodie Hart. Duplicity by Elodie Hart. Elodie Hart. Hart. Like Kevin Hart. So good. It had me thinking about my life, but also had me like mad and angry. Let me set the story. Let me set the stage, right? It's set in London, right? British slang, British, like she's a British author. This queen is 29 years old with a 5-year-old daughter who has a heart defect. One of the valves in her heart when she was born when she was born it just didn't come out right. And so when she breathes, she doesn't get enough oxygen. So every 5 or 6 years or so, she needs to get a replacement heart valve. And her daughter is due for a replacement. And the longer it takes for her to get a replacement, the worse and worse her heart beats. And so the more spells she has where she has to go to the hospital. And when she has to go to the hospital, her mother has to drop everything at work and rush to the hospital to be with her. Because why would you leave your 5-year-old alone? And so her boss at the time, not being understanding, fires her. That's another story for another day. And when this happens, it causes her to step into extreme survival mode, because this last hospital visit is like, if she doesn't get a new heart valve in 6 months, not even 6 months, is going to be detrimental, right? And so she decides to become a high class escort in order to pay for a heart valve for her daughter, because she's low income. She just lost her job. She's tried getting grants. She's tried writing letters. She's tried raising the money. And this procedure cost 6 figures, right? And the only doctor who can do this is in the United States. So she would have to fly from England all the way to the United States and all those things, which cost money, right? And so she ends up signing up for this program where she can be an executive assistant for a CEO, but an executive assistant with benefits, which means anytime, any day, any place, any way, she has to give up those goodies. However, she gets paid $100,000 per month, right? And so I'm up here like, what I love to put myself in the shoes of the FMCs that I read about. And like, I like to try to determine whether or not I would follow their same steps. Like if I would make the same decisions that they're making. You know, I would like to think that if a mafia don showed up in my apartment, right? First of all, if I see the door already cracked open when I know I closed it and locked it, I'm not going in. I'm calling the police, first of all. But second of all, if I do walk up in there and this mafia don is like, your father owes me this much money and he's dead. So now you work for me or you're dead. I like to think that as soon as he leaves and as soon as the immediate threat is gone, I'm heading straight to 911. I'm heading straight to the police and I'm singing like a canary. That mafia don threatened me, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. Take care of that, because I got a life to live. Ain't no way in hell you gonna tell me that I need to do something in order for you? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. One. Two, I am protected. God would never let me go out like that, right? So I believe that, like, if someone came to me trying to blackmail me, I would like to believe that I would be like, okay, I'm not paying you, so go ahead. Go ahead. Right? I like to think that I would be that way, right? So I tried to put myself in this FMC, female main character, shoes. And I was like, you know what? Would I go as far for $100K a month? It only took her 2 months to get her daughter that procedure. No. Oh no, I don't think I would. I think by any means necessary, but not those means. Not those means. I feel like a GoFundMe, a ice bucket challenge or something. I don't know. But what made me mad was she goes through all the hullabaloo, makes all those sacrifices to get her daughter that procedure. Just for her daughter to get an infection weeks later and need to have the procedure redone. She needed a replacement valve just 2 weeks later. Why? Because she lost the tooth. And when she lost the tooth, somehow, some way, bacteria got into the tooth, into her heart valve, and caused an infection. And she had to pay the entire $100,000 again. And I was just mad. I was sitting there like, she don't get no discount? You know, like when you go to it's not funny, but like, you know, when you go to like a fast food restaurant and you order like a shake and then you turn around and oops, you drop your shake. All you gotta do is turn back around and be like, I dropped it. Can you get me another one? And they usually get you another one. You telling me that she's spent $100,000 to get this procedure and 2 weeks later it ain't working and there's no buy two, get one free or something like that? There's no 2-for-1 special? I was so livid. I was so mad. I'm up here at 2, 3 a.m. reading this book like, what is going on? Because she's listening to the doctor tell her she needs to do it again. And she's just like, I just went, are you? Oh. But at this time, you know, her and her boss are in love. So her boss is like, I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it. It's covered. It's handled. So, you know, it all worked out. You know, again, this is a romance, but still, I was just so mad. You don't get a 2-for-1 special in real life. In real life, if you got an infection, you would still have to go back and pay another $100,000? That's crazy. Anyways, so yes, that is what I have been reading. Duplicity. And then I read Vic. No. What was it called? I can't remember the name of it. It was like a cute little novella. Real sweet, real cute, real quick. 170 something pages. There's another book that I'm reading right now that's a cute little like cozy fall romance. Small Town. I started it this morning. I'm getting ready to finish it this evening. And then I finished another book that I started last weekend. So yeah, 4 books read this weekend. It was a good week. That puts me at a total of about 54, 55 books read for the year. Which again, we're coming down to the wire because the goal is 115. And it is October 19th. I'm working on it. So let's talk about this week's 4B Queen of the Week. Now, this week we have to make it a 3-parter. There's 3 queens. And I think if you know anything about what's going on in pop culture, especially Black pop culture right here, right now, today, Your Majesty, then you already know who I'm talking about. This week's 4B Queens of the Week are, drum roll please, none other than Brandy, Monica, and Kelly Rowland. Because yes, the Boy Is Mine tour has started. And although there were some issues last night for last night's show, the first show looked spectacular. Okay? The whole intro with the elevator, Monica and Brandy with the outfits, the set list, Mike's on, live. Ain't no lip syncing over her. Yes, Kelly Rowland looking good. Up here talking about some girl was written about me. Girl, we know that already. As soon as you dropped didn't she drop she did an interview where she was speaking about the significance of dirty laundry. And ever since I heard that interview, it was like, oh yeah, girl, it was about you. It was about you. And that's okay. We're not judging. Thank you for telling us, but we already knew. Yo, I am so excited. Now, I haven't bought my tickets yet, and that's a good thing, because now I know to buy tickets with insurance. However, I am so excited. It looks like the girls really put in some hard work and dedication for this tour, and I am excited to jump back into my 90s girl era. Like, Brandy was my girl. And when in the 90s growing up, like, I'm looking through beauty books and people, my complexion, my examples in beauty books were always, and let's talk about how there was even dark-skinned representation in these books. Like, eat. Because every time I looked in a magazine or if I looked in a book at the library, it was always Kelly Rowland and Brandy. They were my examples for dark-skinned beauty and what I should look for in my complexion and what I should do for my complexion, etc., etc. So I love me some Brandy, love me some Monica, love me some Kelly. So I am excited. I am so excited. I'm going to wear a jersey dress because my mom never let me get one. Yes, ma'am. I'm going to get me a jersey dress and some Timberland boot heels with some big ass. And I'll wear my hair in some singles, some micros. What my mom wouldn't let me do because I was only like 8 or 9 in the 90s. But now she's a grown woman. She's got grown woman money. Yeah, so I'm gonna do whatever I want. I can't wait. I cannot wait. So yes, that is what I'm gonna do. Congratulations, queens. I hope that last night's fluke was just last night's fluke, and you somehow make it up to the folks in Chicago and get it together by the time you come over to California. Because I'm too excited for this. Don't mess it up now, please. Do not mess it up now. I'm so excited for y'all. Thank y'all for coming together. And once again, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, see what's happening? See how much money they're making? I'm telling you, Ladies Night Tour, Nicki, Cardi, Doja, Doechii, Megan, Lotto, Oh, the if y'all don't stop and just get to the money, please make a ladies' night part. You could take that idea for free because I just want to go and I just want to have a good night. That's one of the tours that I think I would go to multiple times. Like a Beyonce tour. I would treat that like a Beyonce tour. I went to the last Beyonce tour 7 times. No, 6 times. I would go to a ladies' night tour 2026 3, 4 times. I would travel with y'all. Come get the money. We're ready to give it to you. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. So, today's topic, while we are on the subject of Brandy and Monica and the Boy Is Mine tour, I thought it was very special when I saw in the set list that they actually have a section dedicated to Whitney Houston and her legacy and some of our favorite songs from her, right? And if you do not know, Whitney Houston was the juggernaut behind some of our favorite movies and TV shows growing up, especially if you're a millennial. So, like the Cheetah Girls, Whitney Houston produced that. And not only did she act in and sing in alongside Brandy, but she was also the producer of Roger and Hammerstein's Cinderella, which is one of my top 5 favorite movies, right? Now, when I say Cinderella, I only mean Roger and Hammerstein's, okay? The Brandy version, right? And so after seeing that they had that section devoted to her, it had me thinking about that song from that movie, right? Impossible. Impossible for a plain yellow pumpkin and a prince to join in marriage. No, wait, what? For for a plain country bumpkin and a prince to join in marriage. Impossible. You know, impossible. Impossible. For the world is full of ladies and fools. That jam, that smash, that hit. It had me thinking about that. And a conversation I had with one of my mentors a couple of weeks ago at brunch, where she was telling me what her goals were for 2026. And she's starting this new company where she's knitting these blankets. I have one here. She made one for my birthday. It's so soft and fluffy, right? And I absolutely love it. And so she told me the goals that she had for that. And when I asked her what are her monetary goals, she gave me a number. And I'm looking at the blanket. And I'm remembering how she told me that just for my blanket, it took her a day and a half to make it. And I'm like, excuse my French, because this mentor is in her 60s. But excuse my French, I'm going to have to use it. I made sure she knew that I was using a popular TikTok sound when I told her, you're thinking small, bitch. And you need to think bigger. You need to think bigger. And I thought, why not come on here and remind you? Because a lot of the times, when we're thinking about what it is that we want, when we're thinking about our goals, we are putting budgets, timelines. We are trying to be realistic with these goals, right? When in reality, God doesn't have a budget. The only timeline that matters is His, right? So realistically, in the 3D here and now, you may think a realistic time frame is 5 years out, but God could give it to you right now. He can give it to you tomorrow. He can give it to you in 5 months, you know? And I think a lot of times we limit ourselves. One, because we don't believe that we can obtain said goals. 2, that we deserve said goals. And then 3, again, society trying to tell us to be realistic. And so I am here to remind you, as you're working towards, as you're coming up with your goals for 2026, think bigger. Think bigger. The shortest verse, well, is it the shortest verse? I'm going to say the most powerful verse in the Bible. And I learned this from Steve Harvey, that lots of people gloss over, says, and I don't even know what the book or number is, but I remember the words, and it's ask and you shall receive. That's it. Ask and you shall receive. We've been discussing how I've been reading Think and Grow Rich, how I've been reading the Psycho Cybernetics book, how I've been reading A Happy Pocket Full of Money, and how right now I'm reading The Power of Now. And all of these books say, as soon as you decide what it is you want, the universe will bring that to you. Decide what you want, believe you can have it, visualize it every day, act on it, and the universe will do the rest. Let go of the how and the when, and the universe will do the rest. You just focus on the what, right? You just focus on the what. You don't have to worry about the how. You don't have to worry about the when. Let go of that. That is not your job. That is not your problem. You just focus your gorgeous mind on visualizing what your goal will look like once it's achieved. You want that new car, right? Imagine driving down the highway, early morning. There's no one out on the freeway yet. You gas it a little bit, going, maybe 5-10 miles above the speed limit. All the windows are down, the wind blasting and whipping through your hair. You got the radio up, playing your favorite song. The bass is booming, and you are just... You want a house. Imagine gathering together this during the holidays with your family and your friends and your brand new dining room. The centerpieces all laid out, the spread laid out for everybody at one table, all the chairs the same, the table's brand new. Everybody's looking around like, dang, homegirl's house is looking fly. This is gorgeous, and are ready to eat. Imagine y'all are holding hands and y'all are saying grace before you have your meal, and you're just looking around like, yes, smelling that good food, hearing the babies crying because they don't know what prayer is yet, and so you're just, just looking around at your family, your friends, and you're like in your house, getting ready to break bread with your loved ones in this house that you've dreamed of. You want that new job. So think about one thing. When I was looking for a job last year, one thing I kept imagining was the coffee, right? Because I only drink coffee at work. Swear to God. Now, if I have a Keurig at home, I'm gonna use that Keurig because I'm looking at these K pods right here on my microwave right now. So I'm gonna use the Keurig at home. But for the most part, I only have coffee at work, and I just love. I always get to work early. I'm one of those girls. If I'm on time, I'm late, right? So I always get to work 15, 20 minutes early, and I love to grab my cup of coffee and sit at my desk and just sip and imagine that warm tingling down my throat. That sounded wrong. Stay focused. Stay focused. But sweet French vanilla coffee. We're talking about French vanilla coffee. Imagining me holding my cup. I have this black cup with gold Mickey ears, Mickey faces on it. Holding that and the warmth from that as my computer boots up. Last year, while I was looking for a job, that is what I was replaying and replaying. Where would I do that at? Where would I do that at? I wanted a place where I would have my own office again, because the last place I worked at as an executive assistant, I had my own office. But I was also happy if I could be next to the window. And boom, that's where I show up every day, 20 minutes early, have my nice little coffee, but in a taller glass, so that I have a stainless steel coffee cup or whatever, right? And that the other cup is still sitting on the desk, but I prefer that cup because I can move around more with that one. While my computer is lit and booting up, and I'm right in front of the windows. Don't have my own office, but I'm in front of windows on the second floor. You know, imagine your goals already completed. That is your purpose. Don't worry about the how. Don't worry about the when. That's not for you to worry about. All you have to do is tell the universe, tell God what it is you want. I want a new house. Not even want, right? Because a happy pocket full of money tells us that when we want something, we are acknowledging a lack. When you want something, you're saying, oh, I don't have a house. So we need to switch that word with desire. I desire a house. I desire this X, Y, and Z. And the more specific you can get, oh, the better. I want a loft style apartment with exposed brick floor to ceiling windows, a master bedroom that's big enough for a king size bed to fit on one side, and on the other side I can fit a whole couch and entertainment system. I want a master bathroom that's so big that it has a tub and a shower stall. I want his and hers kitchens, but for him, it's all mine. Right, right, right. I don't drive anymore. But back when I did want, before I learned how to drive and became an Uber and Lyft driver, and now I don't drive anymore. I wanted a 2010 Chrysler Sebring convertible, light blue, tan interior. Specific. Get real specific with your goals. The more specific, the more detailed you can get. And this is why you visualize. Because the more you visualize, you step into that space. You feel that space and you join that other timeline where you already have it. Before you ask, it's already yours. There are other timelines, other universes where you yourself, your majesty, already have what it is you want. Every single desire you could ever think of is already yours. As long as you can think it, as long as you can conceive it, it's already yours. You've already achieved it. What you're doing by telling the universe, telling God, praying to God about what it is you want is you are bringing that from that universe into this present here right now. You already have it. And on top of that, God doesn't have a budget. God doesn't have a timeline other than his own. He doesn't follow you and I's timelines. You hear me? So think bigger. And if you are someone who doesn't think that you deserve bigger, let me tell you this right now. You were knitted together before you were even knitted together in your mother's womb. God loved you. The universe loved you. They gave you a purpose, a gift. You see, you are the only one on this earth that can do what it is that you can do. You are here to help and shape people's lives in a way that no one else can. You hear me? We like to pit Beyonce and Michael Jackson against each other, but in reality, Michael was here for a reason to touch the people he was here to touch, and B is here for a reason to touch the people she is here to touch. They are both two completely separate entities who were given humongous gifts that have changed and shaped the world for the better. You were given that same power. And think about it, Your Majesty. Your brain is so magnificent that as soon as you make a decision right here, right now, today, concrete, this is what I want, you know without a doubt the universe will bring it to you. You will have it. God will give it to you. There is no ifs, ands, buts, nothing. You will get it. As long as you make the decision right here and right now, what it is you want, be as detailed as possible. Don't worry about the cost. Don't worry about the timeline. It will come to you. That is how magnificent you are. That is how much power you possess. Anything you think, Your Majesty, comes into fruition. You are gifted. Not just with one gift, multiple gifts. And it doesn't matter what it is. You could be gifted in doing hair, gifted in doing nails, gifted as a nurse, gifted in cutting grass, gifted in singing, gifted in dancing, gifted in art, being a poet, being a painter. You can be gifted in crocheting blankets. But there's a family out there who needs this blanket. There's a family out there or an older gentleman or an older couple out there who needs their grass cut and can't do it themselves. There's a girl out there like me who don't know what the to do with her hair. But you do. You know exactly how I can get this shit together. Cause it's looking busted. We're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that. You are magnificent. You are powerful. And before you were even knit together in your mother's womb, God loved you. He gave you a purpose. There may be pain in your past. There may be pain in your current life right here, right now. But I promise you, because of you, because of the gifts that you have, you will be able to prevent others from going through that same pain. As soon as you make it through, because you will help others ascend above that, walk through that, and into their purpose. That's how powerful you are. That's how magnificent you are. And let's not even get started on the fact that you are a queen, a woman, give birth. If you are a mother, brought life into the world. You brought life into this world. You created ears and teeth and toenails and shit. Let's not even get started on all of that, Your Majesty. You are worthy. You do deserve. And so if you don't believe you deserve, if you don't believe you're worthy, I need you to do some mirror work, right? Power pose in the mirror with affirmations. That's your homework. Power pose in the mirror with affirmations. What does that mean? Ever seen? I know you've seen. And if you haven't, give me your black card. Have you seen Insecure? Issa Rae? Yes, I know you've seen her rapping in the mirror, hyping herself up, giving herself confidence to go out and make the decisions that she made that led her to living her best life. Yeah, I know you've seen that. That is mirror work. So what I want you to do is I want you to power pose. What is power posing? Stand like a superhero. And I'm so dead serious. You might think I'm joking. I'm so dead serious. Stand in front of your mirror. Stand like Superwoman, Catwoman. Stand like what's that girl? Wonder Woman. Oh shit, you don't gotta be a woman. Stand like Batman. Stand like Superman. Superhero. Power pose. Get into your power. Or stand like Annalise Keating. Stand like Olivia Pope. Stand like Olivia Benson. Step into your power, stand into your power, get into that pose, look yourself dead in the eye in the mirror and affirm yourself. My name is Jasmine and good things happen to me, for me, and because of me. My name is Jasmine and money flows through me easily. The more I spend, the more I get back 10 times. My name is Jasmine and I deserve to live my best life. My name is Jasmine and I deserve to see what my life looks like on the other side of my goals. My name is Jasmine and I am worthy. I am powerful. I am successful and I deserve. I am loved and I deserve. I am powerful and I deserve. I can do all things because I deserve, because the universe, because Christ has strengthened me to do so. I deserve whatever I think comes into existence. I am powerful. I am magnetic. Whatever I want comes to me. There's a song, anything that I need, I already have. Everything that I have is all that I need. Anything I desire, I will receive because my reality is created by me. Repeat that over and over again. That's a TikTok song, famous TikTok song. Repeat these mantras over and over and over again. That for at least 2 minutes every single morning. If you don't have nothing else in your morning routine, add that, Your Majesty. If you do not believe that you deserve, add that to your morning routine. On top of that, at night, I want you to go to youtube.com and I want you to type in guided meditations, guided sleep meditation. Rising Power Meditation is a good channel. Power Thoughts Meditation is another good channel. Jason Steffson is another good channel. These channels have 7-8 hour YouTube videos with no ads that play with I am affirmations over and over and over again. I want you to fall asleep to that, listening to that. Subconsciously program yourself to believe what I already know, what God already knows, what the universe already knows, that you are loved. You are magnificent. You are powerful. And your life has value and has purpose, Your Majesty. That is you, right here, right now. You deserve whatever it is you want, and you can have it. All you have to do is decide right here, right now. And so I love how at the end of Roger and Hammerstein's Cinderella, it started off as impossible. But then towards the end, when she gets her prince, when she's driving off into her happily ever after, it's possible. It's possible. Whatever you want. As long as you can think it, as long as you conceive it, you can achieve it. It's already within you. There is already a version of you out there that has it. All you have to do is reach out and grab it, Your Majesty. You deserve it. And you will have it. So, your homework for this week, 2 things. If you are someone who doesn't believe that you deserve, what it is you want, that dream life, that dream goal that you have, you need to add that 3-step process to your morning routine. 2 minutes every day. Power pose in your mirror. Speak your affirmations. 2 minutes. Okay? And find a nice YouTube guided meditation, guided sleep meditation. Put that on every night. Fall asleep to that. You don't have to have it up loud. You can have it down low. As long as it's something you can hear. Okay? Alrighty, Your Majesty. So tell me, with that in mind, those are your goals for next week. But I know you also have some goals. We're deep in the middle. This is week 2 we're coming up on in our winter arc, for me, anyways. Tell me, Your Majesty, what are your goals for next week? How do you plan to slay, as I know that only you can? Yes, Your Majesty. That sounds amazing. That sounds actually super awesome. And I cannot wait for next week to meet with you, same time, same place, and hear all about how you slayed. I cannot wait to see how you've navigated each roadblock and each setback, because you know they're part of the journey, right? Yeah, by now you know they're part of the journey. They're inevitable, but you are becoming so good at this. You are showing up for yourself so strongly that you are learning how to navigate those ups and downs so beautifully. And I cannot wait to hear next week how you slay your goals, Your Majesty. I'm just so excited for you. My goals for next week are to read another 4 books. You know what? Let's make it 5. Let's make it 5. Let's make it 5. I'd like to read another 5 books. And I would like to come up with a plan on how to navigate this new normal of working a job that has such strict outside 9 to 5 rules. You know, it's not as strict because, again, the industries are different. But I just don't want to get sued. So let's figure out a way to navigate that. And also 75 Hard, phase 2. I restarted. This is my 6th try, but it's going good. Today is day 14. So by the time we meet next week, I hope to be on day 21. So those are my goals for the week ahead. Thank you so much, Your Majesty, for hanging out with me. I love this time that we get to hang out and chat and speak, and I just cannot wait to speak with you next week to see how your power posing in the mirror and affirmations are going. And I hope you just allowed me this moment to speak some life into you, Your Majesty, because you deserve. You deserve, and you are powerful enough to get whatever it is you want. And so I just hope that this message reaches you and you remember that as you walk into your week. All right? Okay. So I hope you have a good week. I hope you have a week that's just as magnificent as you are. Yeah. And I'll see you back here next week. Same time, same place, Your Majesty. All righty. All right. Bye.